So it is reported in Kenya that 10,000 kids have been missing. More than 10,000 kids have been missing, and also women. This is crazy. Like, bro, if you think about this, from last year to this year, 10,000 kids have been missing, and it is still going on. Sometimes when they find like some of these kids, their head will not be there, their eyes, some body parts will not be there. And I ask myself, where Kenya has a government or a president, what is the government doing? But I don't want to talk much. Let's go into the video, listen to Kenyans themselves and also what's actually happening. Let's come back and talk.
Hundreds of protesters gathered along Moi Avenue to denounce the growing number of women and children being killed in Kenya. Placards, songs, and symbolic coffins filled the streets of Nairobi. The demonstration turned the city center into both a memorial and a call for action. According to recent data compiled by local organizations, at least 69 women have been killed in Kenya since January. Activists say the government promises to tackle the crisis have yet to produce meaningful results.
Not more than 55% of our recommendations were adopted. And for those that were adopted, we are told they are going to be made into laws and some into policies. But until today, we are not yet to see there.
Rights groups are now calling on authorities to officially recognize femicide and child disappearances as a national security crisis. They also want femicide recognized as a distinct crime under Kenyan law.
We have enough reports, we have enough recommendations, and we are calling on the government of Kenya to take this matter with the seriousness it deserves by first declaring femicide and the disappearance of children a national security concern, a national crisis, and then go beyond declaring it a national security concern and crisis.
The concern is heightened by government figures showing that more than 10,000 children have been reported missing over the past 16 months. As frustration grows, campaigners say they will continue pressing the government for concrete action, insisting that women and children across Kenya deserve to live in safety.
Nowadays, it seems like every day we wake up to a headline of a child or children who are missing in Kenya. What is happening?
Somebody somewhere must be running an organization that steals kids.
And honestly, I think we need to consider that we have a national crisis on children missing. Maybe if we look at it that way, then we'll pay attention more and we'll act. Think of the heartbreaking story of Luther Mwangi, a young child from Dandora, whose mother still doesn't know where he is, and he is living with autism. There's reports he's been found, reports he hasn't been found. She's saying, I don't know where my child is. And that's just one of many. And there's all these disturbing updates of children and the state in which they've been found. It should worry all of us. According to Missing Child Kenya, upwards of 17 to 24 children go missing in Kenya every single day. And that could be a lot less than what's reported. Right? And it just makes you think about the situation of people who are in distress, vulnerability, poverty, being overwhelmed financially, emotionally, right? A lot of caregivers are feeling that. And then now you're adding this stress and anxiety of a missing child. But I think across all of us are feeling that burden. So we need to challenge systems, child welfare, child protection services. What are they doing? Are they overstretched? Do they not have the right people carrying out that mandate? We need to interrogate that. And then we need to be vigilant. We need to go back to being vigilant as a community. If a child looks unsafe, if a child looks like they're lost or abandoned, can we report that to the nearest police station? Because that's what the law asks us to do. It's official with Janet Bogwa. We need to find out where our children are.
Every day a new face appears on posters or social media about a missing child, and this continues to haunt the country. What exactly is happening to our children?
Across different parts of the country, child disappearances have become a recurring problem.
Somebody is stealing Kenyan kids.
For some families, the search ends in a very terrible state. And the condition of the bodies always points to something far more evil than accidental death.
The child had been beheaded. His eyes seems to have been removed, and his private parts were missing, so we could not know the gender.
Survivors of these kidnappings have recounted that these people, they're using drugs. They're using drug to make these children unresponsive, and they carry them And most of the time, they do not do this alone. In Mwihoko, someone has informed me that 2 women wearing buibuis were found carrying a stolen child. The child was missing for around 3 hours, but successfully, the child was recovered.
Investigators and pathologists have documented very disturbing patterns.
A society is judged by how best it protects its most vulnerable people. Until the issue of missing children is treated as a national security crisis, the shadows will continue operating unseen. My name is Evans Ijaka.
Guys, something suspicious is really happening. I did a video raising alarm, questioning whether there is an organization that is dedicated to selling kids in this country. And after 400,000 views, the video has magically disappeared. It has been removed from my TikTok account, and it has been stipulated that I violated community guidelines. But what's more suspicious is that I've not been given an opportunity to appeal. That video has disappeared completely.
Right now, with everything going on in the country, like, we have not even healed from all the kids that have been disappearing last week. Then all of a sudden, the shule jana ilichomeka and 16 children died. And then kuna tena mzazi mwenye alisikia kumeweza kuchomeka akakimbia nini shule and then ending up to die. Guy, then sasa ndio history ingine sasa ya Ebola. And I'm here wondering, guy, kukiekwa lockdown kama ya 2020, what will happen to this country, to jobs? So many people are going to lose their jobs. There are so many jobs that cannot operate from home, you know. Hey, when are we going to ever like breathe? I feel like we're not breathing. Like it's just one problem after another. And hey, I'm even wondering, what is this? Huku ni wapi tunaleta watoto wetu? And I'm here pregnant with my 3rd child.
I don't even need to dilute or filter anything you've heard from the women to the government. The justice system is failing. Interior Ministry is failing. The police are failing. The Ministry of Education is failing. The Ministry of Health is failing. The entire cabinet is failing. If we cannot live in a country where kids can go outside and play, where children can go outside and meet their friends, where mothers can have a break on Sunday and not have to worry that their kids might disappear, that women can go to work and not have to look at their backs 24/7 because a random man or a man who knows them can kill them, where boys can go and play football without being sodomized, where boys can speak of their issues and not be told they're not man enough, where we go to the hospital and get P3s and not be charged, where we go to the police station and we not get charged for us to get an OB, where these mothers don't have to sit here and narrate terrible, brutal things that happen to them, and you call yourself a cabinet minister. Sit with it. Think about it. It is not your child, but when it's yours, you will understand critically why these voices matter, and we will show up for the voices that have been lost, for the families that are grieving, but importantly so that the future generation of Kenya doesn't have to march to ask you not to kill them. That is the last word. May it sit with you and may it change your ways to do better for the children of Kenya. See you next week.
It's a serious security situation, and you know, when you see the president's security is at risk, you're even wondering, yeah, even our kids are actually at a big risk. But really is that we need to decentralize. I think previously we had Nyumba Kumi, and everybody knew where everybody's kid is, whatever is going on, and it's unfortunate, you know, witnessing the case of, for example, the Kawaida in Kiambaa constituency, where a foreign national is the one who is enticing these small children to be able to get into that trap.
The government, they're kind of they're not like really like doing anything about like these cases, because every single day kuna cases, sijui mara huyu ameuliwa wapi, another lady, and what they defend themselves by saying ati our wasichana ndo wanajipeleka huko BNBs, and it's not like every woman who goes to a BNB. Some women inakwanga they were probably married wakaachana na huyo mwanaume anamkujia, ama some random guy mwenye umekataa anakuja na kuwaje umekataa kumpatia namba. So it's not ati tumeenda BNB tunajipatiana kwa wanaume, it's nothing like that. So the government should know that si wasichana, we don't carry ourselves hivyo venye wanatuona, like we don't do that.
My own view, what I can say, the government hasn't taken action. Instead, they have jumped and started saying that, like, most of the girls are like running for soft life. You get me? Wanasema like wenye wamuloa kwa BNB, they are so desperate. Like wanaanza kwanza, there's this girl who said like, kwani unajipeleka BNB kwani hauna akili? Like ujui ni nini ulikuwa unaenda kupeana.
Every day you enter social media, a case. It's very disheartening, and I think the government should really take those cases seriously and put heavy fines for people who commit such offenses. Yeah.
Salam guys, National Police Service spokesman ametuambia there's no surge in cases of children missing in Kenya. Make no mistake, when they were doing the analysis, they realized there's an intrusion of AI and fakes on social media. Gender CS says this is a serious national challenge. I say we should actually declare it a national disaster. So now we have, okay, when we speak about AI, I also want to go to matters health. Hold up. Itashikana. So AI is highly dependent on matters SHA. So one arm of the government says there's a problem, our children are missing. Another arm of the government says no, there's a problem with the AI intrusion. And then another arm of the government says health, we rely on AI.
I would love to say good morning, beautiful people, but it's far from a good morning. Reports have shown that 23 children aged 13 to 17 go missing daily. 23. That is 161 kids per week. 644 kids per month. Are we serious? Are we serious as a country? No, for real. Are we serious as a nation right now? And sadly, the women reps, the women that we have elected to be in those positions of power to lead and protect and take care of our children, are failing to speak about this issue. They are failing to address it. How come we are hearing about this story right now? How has this news not been escalated? How is this not global news? 23 kids disappearing daily.
Addo, how are you? Yes, kids are disappearing in Kenya. This is a conversation I also want to get into, but I want to take a different nuance here. Not to say that everything that people have been discussing does not have weight and benefit. Absolutely, I'm just adding to the conversation, not coming against it at all. I want to start by saying that we need to stop treating every case like a small isolated family emergency. When a kid disappears, it becomes like it's one family's nightmare, right? When now many children start to disappear and the parents keep coming online begging strangers to help them look for their sons and daughters, now it's no longer something that we can take lightly. It's becoming a public safety problem. We even have Facebook groups, social media groups, where people already know where to post when a child disappears. That alone should disturb us. I mean, this means that disappearances have become so familiar enough to have a routine, and that the danger is not that children are disappearing. The danger is that we are also slowly becoming very used to it. Right? We are scrolling really fast. Now it's no longer, oh my God, that child disappeared. Oh, I say a prayer, you even do a comment. No, people are not commenting anymore. Kids are disappearing too much to where we become, oh, another kid. Okay. We're not even looking at the story. We're becoming used to that kind of violence. We're becoming used to those mixed posters. All right? We kind of become used to mothers crying online. We over here being used to children being discussed like objects that can easily be moved around, exchanged, hidden, bought, taken, and even joked about.
And once a society starts becoming very used to that kind of violence against children, it doesn't need to hide very far that violence. It begins to start sitting in public, up in the middle of your town. Apple. It begins to enter churches. It begins to enter social media, comment sections. It begins to enter in the way people speak about children. Look at these comment sections. There's some comment sections that are terrible. And then you start blaming, why is the parent allowing the kid to dance that way? A child can dance anyway. A child can dance anyway. It does not give you the right. No. We have seen people joke around these conversations. Sijui kama itafungwa lakini tutoboe. Yeah, someone was in Masai Mara talking about thank you very much, shall I bring you one from Kenya, kind of like the Madonna thing. Mliona hiyo? Aya. What did we do? Nothing. Oh, it was a joke. Okay. Yeah, we can easily joke about how, people can get access to our children. And that joke also delays how we react when those children disappear. Because the minute you start joking about a child who has disappeared, that's a minute we are not looking for that child. That's a minute we've not even gotten to the, oh my God, we need to look at that child. Because you're already at the, let's move to teenage girls because that's where that happens a lot, right? Because this is where most of us behave as if we are not sane. When a small child disappears, there is likely to be a little bit of panic. A lot of it sometimes, depending on who that child is. Okay? When a teenage girl disappears, on the other hand, people start narrating. Oh, hiyo lazima akuwe ameenda kwa boyfriend. Yeah, huyo kana mwanaume mahali. Mtoto wa high school, these days they are very fast. She has been a stubborn kid. Now, you don't even know this child. They are very fast, very immoral. Katarudi, kaachie kidogo. Acha kaende kaolewe kidogo katarudi. And that is how urgency dies. A child is missing, but instead of searching, people are over here judging. And they begin turning her disappearance into a morality story. They stop seeing the danger, right? And they start imagining how disobedient that child is. They stop seeing a child and they start seeing a girl they can blame. And that is how predators become protected by public language. Because the moment people believe that a missing girl is probably with a boyfriend, then we're not even going to ask questions. And the question they should be asking is who took her? Who contacted her? Who has access to her phone? Who last saw her? Who benefits from everybody assuming that she left willingly? And this is why the sexual aging of girls is also so dangerous. When you hear a 15-year-old is a child. A 16 or even 17-year-old is a child. But the moment sex, relationships, pregnancy, marriage, or even disappearances start entering these conversations, people start treating these girls as if they are grown women. They start calling them a woman aged 15. No, that's a girl aged 15. That's a child. And those two phrases, a woman aged 15 and a girl aged 15, do not carry the same mental picture. They don't. A woman aged 18 makes people imagine maturity, even in decision making. A girl aged 15 reminds people that this is a child that needs protection. So language is not a small issue here. Language decides whether the society protects a child or blames the child. Language also dictates whether we search or we gossip. It decides whether we see danger or bad behavior. And that's why you have to be very specific. And I know this is very annoying, very nitpicky, but we are not living in a society where we can afford careless language around children. No, we're living in a society where children will disappear, where girls are married off at the age of, 12 by a 46-year-old? Where grown men can speak about a 12-year-old like a wife. How? Instead of a child. Where people can discuss teenage girls as if their bodies make them adults. Where violence has become so normal that people need to be reminded to be disturbed that a child has disappeared. So yeah, we must talk about safety. We must talk about language. We must teach our children what to do if they get separated. We must teach them our phone numbers, our names. This thing of just making your child call you mommy. No, let your child know that my name is this, my full government names are this. These are my phone numbers. These are the landmarks that are close to our homes. These are the trusted adults. This is the family password. And also how to maybe shout for help as something dangerous is happening. If somebody who's not your family member or a trusted adult picks you up, this is how you behave. You just don't go along, you shout. Don't be taken quietly. No. Bite the hand that is around it, because a difficult child is less kidnappable. All right? I'm not saying it's perfect, no. But we've got to do something. We've got to teach our children to do something. That said, we must also fix the environment around our children, because a kid can do everything right and still disappear in a society that has become very, very relaxed around danger. A missing child should not first become gossip. A missing teenage girl should not first become a morality debate. A missing boy should not be dismissed as those are boys being boys. Atarudi, wachaende aka enjoy atarudi. Mvulana ni mvulana. You worry. Me I'll start worrying when it is 9 o'clock. No, it's not boys being boys. If you don't know where your kid is, you don't know where your kid is. Alarms should ring. Don't know where your son is, alarm should ring. We need to search first. We need to protect first, ask serious questions first, and then after that, we must return to how we speak. Because violence does not only begin when someone touches a child. Violence begins when a society first learns to talk about children carelessly. When society starts joking about kids, when it starts sexualizing children, when it starts blaming children for adult behavior around them, when it calls girls, women too early, when it makes disappearances sound like romance. Oh, they've eloped. Oh my God, wameelope. Yeah, alikuja kutoka Dubai, wakasign contract, so now they are together. When it makes exploitation sound like a choice, that is where desensitization begins. And if we do not become serious at that level of language, we'll keep acting shocked at the level of tragedy, and that's the fact.
You see, sometimes we in Africa, we are beginning to act like we don't care. As citizens, we don't care. So even if a stranger is probably walking with a kid or talking to a kid, we don't really pay attention. And I think these are some of the things that is creating all of these things, because in the olden days, we used to care for each other. We used to basically look after each other. But nowadays, it seems like some of these stuffs are dying off slowly or gradually. And as a result of that, this is what we are faced with. Because Charlie, tell me, 10,000 kids. How? 10,000? That's crazy. Within this period, and they say in a day, in estimation, about 20-something kids get lost. Bro, the Kenyan government should do something. The Kenyan government should really do something. And I think the Kenyan people should also put pressure. I trust Kenyans, and it's something that I know they will always do. They've actually gone on demonstration for this particular issue. And I don't know, bro. I don't know what the authorities, the police, the interior ministry, all the agencies in that country. Sometimes if government institutions are not working like that, it hurts, because look at what is happening. These are kids, these are future leaders going through some of these things and just being unalived. Bro, President William Ruto, please, I am not from Kenya, but we beg you, do something about this. Islands, the people have given you 40 days. Please act and do something about it, please. I don't want to bring up any allegations, but honestly, sometimes you push us to do so. Please do something about it.